Butler, do you know more about these Jew tunnels than I do? Let me lay out what I know. It turns out there was some kind of secret tunnels that led from a synagogue. It's in New York that led from a synagogue to like a newsstand or something. And that's at least that's their side of the story. They're like, oh, don't worry about my secret underground tunnel. That's just so I can pop out for the paper.
And I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw a clip and it seemed like they were trying to invade the tunnels, and there were lots of men throwing chairs and stuff. I am in the dark. I don't know what to believe.
I don't know what's going on with the Jew tunnels, the underground Jews, but I know that like I was trying to track the underground Jew problem, and it seems that initially someone was like, actually, they built that tunnel to go to church during COVID, and then like immediately I saw like some Twitter like fact check thing where it's like these tunnels were in the process of being built 5 months ago, well after COVID. And so it's like, I have no idea what the Jews...
This is the Ninja Turtles hangout.
This is the Ninja Turtles hangout.
It took me a second, but that's the Ninja Turtles hangout.
It's the pizza that gives it away. Like, I have no idea what the Jews are doing underground, but I don't like it.
I don't like it one bit.
Did you see that? Did you see the mattress? Like that bloody mattress being carried out? What's going on with that?
A bloody mattress and baby strollers is a scary combo.
Yeah.
It does lead to a synagogue. And
I told me about
reading
this,
while you're talking. I'm reading while you're talking about it. I'm sorry. And the articles I read, both of them said that the purpose isn't known yet. What purpose? I don't
know. I just saw the pictures of like the high chairs and the bloody mattresses and like the tunnel entrance itself, but I don't know what's going on. But that's pretty. From the outside looking in, it looks sinister.
I have a theory.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The ooze from above ground goes into the underground, and we're creating like the Ninja Turtles. We got ninja Jewish people. And they're here to fight crime, and they're being trained by this
the Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're being trained by Master Splinter, who is a Jewish rat, and they're teaching him kung fu.
You think that's
and
what's
they're here
going
to fight
down?
Crime. Yeah, that's what's happening down there.
Okay, if it turns out there's a gang of crime fighting Jews, then I'm in. But I don't.
Do you know about the mole people in New York?
No idea.
Apparently, they've discovered what was going on with them.
Well, no, like there are actual mole people they're these subterranean levels below in the tunnels, and these people just live down there. They're actual mole people. They pop out to get food, I guess, occasionally. But Chiz sent me a link the other day on WhatsApp, and I went down the rabbit hole because I thought it was a joke. Because there's also the silly conspiracy theory about actual mole hybrid people who live underground or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't that. This is like crazy, homeless, weird people who live deep down in the tunnels. But then once you're down in the tunnel, there'll be like a manhole cover that they'll move aside and go further down into an area like this. And it's just, they're in the darkness unless they bring their own light. I don't know where this is.
Did you
stuff I saw was subterranean.
I was laughing at some of the...
Oh, God.
I don't like that.
Kyle, you said the mole people weren't real.
That's this.
There's photographic evidence on my screen. Liar.
Yeah.
Proved wrong again.
I like how it's just some guy on the top left. Like,
he's a little moley, I guess.
How did he get roped?
He's behind it all.
He's the
mastermind.
Did you guys see there was like a really viral like Twitter post from this guy who was like, I told you about the Jews underground. And this guy had like from 6 months ago, he was tweeting, he's like, I'm tired of people saying I'm a liar. There are 100% Jews under my apartment and I live on the ground floor. And he was tweeting about it over and over. Like, I swear to God, there's got to be dozens of people jumping around singing every night under my apartment and no one will look into it. And then like this happened and he's like, there were Jews under my apartment. Like I wasn't going crazy. Can you imagine?
Was he anywhere near the tunnel?
Yeah, he was above the tunnel.
Was he above the real tunnel?
Yeah, that's how he was hearing Jews dancing around or doing whatever they're doing down there. I don't know.
It's praising the Lord.
Mattresses, blood.
No,
they're praising the Lord and looking out for us surface dwellers.
You think I don't think they're praising the Lord.
Praising
I heard him saying, "Oh God,
they're not into
God,
Jesus.
Oh God.
They don't like
Yahweh.
Jesus.
Not Jesus. He's not. I don't even know who that is. Well, they took care of him.
You know?
Wait, does the Lord refer to just the Christian God?
No, it's
in my mind.
I like to be referred to as the Lord.
In my mind, it's Jesus or nothing.
I hear it's somebody who owns land in some
Lord. Look at
feudal
that.
societies. Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I know a Lord is.
I'm not going to be hasty to judge these Jewish underground tunnel networks full of bloody mattresses and baby carriages because I stand with Israel.
Because Kyle's already
they were probably down there taking collections up, and those were things to be sent to the Israelis, you know, to like a charity drive sort of thing.
Can you imagine, like, I'm just putting myself in like Harley's shoes, just like a normal non-religious Jew who's like watching this unfold, and they're like, no, please tell me there aren't Jews in an underground tunnel of New York. That can't. And then they're like, we found Jews underground in New York. Who knows what? And he's just like, fuck. Like,
do they know about the Canadian tunnels yet? I gotta call some people.
Yeah, that's Harley's response. He has to call in
Toronto.
Some ideas. Hey, we need to disguise that Quebec tunnel entrance a little more thoroughly. They're on the lookout for us now.
You know, this reminds me of the underground tunnels in Seattle. You've heard about those?
I don't think so. No.
So Seattle burnt down in like the 18 whatevers, and then an entirely new city was built on top of these this like burnt down city, but you could still like access this underground burnt down city through like a series of tunnels. I've never seen it, but I've only heard of it. But in Seattle? In Seattle.
That seems like too new of a city to have a bunch of underground tunnels. I always picture that like a New York or Boston thing. I'm probably wrong.
Seattle established in like the 1840s, Paris. I think.
Show the pictures of the Seattle underground.
Paris catacombs.
Paris has that crazy
they have the
catacomb network. People go down there and don't come out.
Yeah, do you remember the 4chan post from like 15 years ago? A guy stole a skull out of there and then was posting pictures of it. He's like, I'm going to see if I can get this through security. And then everyone's like, you're lying. That's just a picture of a skull. And he's like, I'm going to post a picture with my dick in it. And then he posted a picture with his dick in the skull, and people were like, God damn, you really stole a skull from the Paris catacombs just to shit post on 4chan with your dick in it? And he's like, the 2007 internet, whatever it was.
These photos, yeah, exactly. This is underneath Seattle. There's an entire town underneath Seattle.
Damn.
No. Yeah.
Is anyone still living there?
I don't know.
The lights are still on. Someone's doing something. Looks like it's been swept lately.
Wait a minute. There's a rope there for people to like take the tour.
Well, I'm sure they allow you to go down some areas.
Well, fun.
Yeah.
I'm always fascinated when they flood a lake and they flood a town. I know Lake Hartwell is particularly big lake. Obviously, nothing like the greater lakes up, but there are towns and graveyards and big buildings and structures under there, supposedly. Obviously, I've never been down there, but I know it's true.
I've never heard of these before.
Lake Hartwell's in Northeast Georgia and South Carolina. It sort of spans the two.
185 feet deep at the deepest part. It's deeper than I expected.
Isn't that fucking terrifying?
Deep.
Did you see the one like clip where all the Jews have been like pushed out of they're like pulling them out of the tunnel, and there's the most stereotypical like New York Italian cop of all time, and like the Jewish guys are like complaining to him about it, and he's like, you got fucking tunnels down there, we don't know what you're fucking doing. And they're like, we want to get our stuff out of the tunnels first. And he's like, we don't do this here. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We don't fucking dig tunnels around in America and then like go on the build. Like this shit, we don't do this here. And then like, he just kept telling them that, just this big broad wop, and it's very, very funny.
Yeah, that's the attitude. That's the attitude you should have. It's bizarre.
They don't like melt into the rest of society and become just like regular Americans. They retain their old heritage and culture.
Are they called
almost like Amish, but Jews?
Are they called Are these Hasidim Jews? Is that right?
I don't know about these with the tunnels. I just figured they were run of the mill.
I hope I didn't make that up. I'm pretty sure.
I searched tunnel Jew on Twitter, and now I'm seeing some.
I just know that I know the Hasidic Jews, the ones that have usually that curly Q shit and the hats and the whole black get up. Like they seem to be. I've seen documentaries about how that they like the whole neighborhood is them, and you're almost really not welcome to go there if you're not like. It's like it's like a Chinatown. It's like Chinatown, but not welcoming.
Yeah. Like they tend to stick to their own, very ethnocentric. The Hasidics, Hasidic. I don't know.
That's okay for some groups.
Yeah. All right. So it is Hasidic Jews. I didn't make it up. And like Hal said, yeah, they kind of take over a town a little bit. They become a voting force, or at least an influential enough voting force that if they don't own the local government knows their voting population is significant enough to swing an election. So they leave them the fuck alone. And before long, like they have their own schools that are getting funded, basically like private schools that are funded by the public. And
I've read about that. Yeah.
I'm well versed in this because I have family in New Jersey who suffers from this, like Hasidic Jews dominating their town.
And they get like all their private schools like tax funded.
Exactly, because they're active voters and they vote in a block. And if you don't give them what they want, you'll lose your job.
If you don't give them what they want, we'll build a labyrinth under New York.
Yeah.
It's so weird that they're doing that. It should be
it is so weird.
Like I always want to side on the let's wait and see what this is about. But like
there could be some perfectly reasonable reason for them to have tunnels from the newsstand to the synagogue.
Why the fuck
could there be? Like, what would
Scott was telling me about?
Sure, Elon Musk does it. He's a hero. The Jews do it. And all of a sudden,
Elon Musk doesn't even do it. He's not even digging tunnels.
Okay, he thinks about doing it.
He promises tunnels, and then he
talked about tunnels once.
Think of all the traffic they're preventing from the newsstand to the synagogue.
I bet he wants space tunnels. Space tunnels that he would like. Yeah.
Are you big on Elon Musk Mint, the space race or whatever?
I'm excited to see if he ever goes to Mars within his lifetime. That'd be cool to see. I'm not 100%. Really caught up on it.
100% Elon's going to Mars.
How old is he? He's like 50.
40. Oh, is he?
I don't know. I don't think he's personally going to go to Mars.
I think.
Well, what's the point? If you're Elon, he's 52. I was right.
Maybe his kid that starts with a letter X and then it's a bunch of numbers. Maybe that kid's going to go to Mars.
Yeah. One of his kids, like with the old English AE.
I think he wants to send people to Mars. He has so many luxuries here as the richest human being in existence that we know about anyway. Why would he want to go somewhere to live in a tin can and get irradiated?
Martian life is going to be a lot of tunnel digging, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Maybe we take a problem and we create a solution here.
Yeah.
Send the tunnelers to Mars. They can tunnel to their heart's desire.
Did you see how many satellites he launched last year?
He'll have people on Mars by 2026, and by 2050 he'll have 1 million people on Mars. Does that make Elon Musk the biggest fucking liar of our time?
He's up
none of those things have come to pass.
2 years.
Like you're judging him on things that haven't come to pass yet. He's still got 2 years to put somebody there,
and he's pushing the can down the road. He said we were 10 years from Mars 10 years ago. Now he says we're 10 years from Mars, and simultaneously 3.
The Mars thing is a pipe dream. It's never going to be nice there. It's going to be crappy forever.
Yeah, but it's just about
that
going.
I agree with.
Yeah.
I think we should go though.
Yeah, may as well.
Humanity will get there and back. I think.
I want to see it.
I don't count it as we've been to a planet until a person's there. Like drones are not going. That doesn't count.
Yeah, we're on the same team there.
Well, we've had rovers and